Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Conversational Healing. Today I want to talk about boundaries and just how important those are to set for yourself, which really can shift and set positive tones for all your relationships. Just wanted to talk about some of the things that I've experienced and the different ways that I've been able to put boundaries in place that really made a difference. One of the things that I really needed to change with respect to the relationship between me and my ex-husband was just the fact that, sometimes we would get into these arguments that would just blow up, and it was just so draining emotionally, draining my energy, and I'm sure it drained his energy. And so one of the things that I really had to do was just be like, okay, if the conversation is getting to a certain point, that's it. Like, no more conversation. I'm not being rude, but I am ending it right now. And that's exactly what I started to do. And I would not engage for a certain period of time because I understood that it needed to die down. And once it did, once that time, passed, and emotions were back to normal, then I can have a conversation, and then I'm willing to have the conversation, or just kind of talk through whatever issue that we were having. But we've come a long way. I can honestly say that the friendship now that we've developed, specifically through these different boundaries that were set, is great. I'm really happy with where things are, and it really is accredited to setting up these boundaries. One really important thing that I did was, separate the fact that you used to have access to my house and now you don't. I can't backtrack. I can't get too comfortable, because once that happens, it just kind of possibly will open the doors for other, stupidity and petty stuff that I really don't want to engage in. Really protecting my energy is like one of the top priorities for me. And setting up boundaries and understanding, just being true to myself and how I feel about certain things is really important to me. How we communicate is great, now versus a year ago. And it's such a journey. Anybody who is going through a divorce or has gone through a divorce, chances are, there is a period of time, or there was a period of time where you guys were probably, just having negative emotions towards each other. And a lot of times in those moments, people use that as an excuse to, really get under your skin, drain you of your energy, or transfer the negative energy that they're feeling just because they want to get at you. And, I'm not going to say that didn't happen between me and my ex-husband, but, a lot of times I just wouldn't engage. I just wouldn't do it, because the beginning of this self-care journey was basically focused on preserving my energy. And that is really something that I take so serious these days. So any potential situation that I feel that someone is going to drain my energy, or a situation is going to drain my energy, that's it. I will not engage, and I will keep it moving. I'm never rude about it, but that's just something that's really important to me, and it's really been helpful. And it took a long time for me to even get to that point, because I was so afraid of setting up boundaries. I was so focused on what the other person was gonna think, or how the other person was gonna react, that I never really stayed true and considered my own feelings. And so that is such a trap that most of us put ourselves in, and it's so unhealthy. It's so unhealthy. If you spend more time considering and putting a lot of weight on how someone's going to react to what you might say when you're being true to yourself and you have boundaries up, if you focus more on what the other person may do, you're cheating yourself out of self-care. At first, it is difficult if you're not used to, really just being true to yourself, considering your feelings, standing firm, speaking up for yourself. It's very uncomfortable. Trust me, I know. it's very uncomfortable, even for somebody that's outspoken like me. Sometimes in certain situations, I wouldn't speak up for myself. And, it just led to just being so frustrated at the outcome. And I would think back and be like, if I just spoke up, life is ever changing. Life is ever evolving. If you are on a healing, growing journey, that is going to always be the case. This year's boundaries may be, different next year and the year after that, or it might be the same. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just set them, give yourself peace of mind in knowing that you stand firm in what you believe, okay? And convey that. Don't be afraid to convey that. Boundaries are healthy. And I also just wanted to note that I am not referring to the type of situation where someone has a wall up and it's hard to penetrate because, they were traumatized by a specific, situation to where they are just unavailable emotionally. That situation is a little different. When you're dealing with a situation like that, you definitely need to, really work through those feelings, possibly through therapy, meditation. There's a bunch of different ways that would speak to somebody's soul and really, really help them heal through that. I'm talking about healthy boundaries, becoming self-aware and understanding what specifically works for you and what would set the tone for the relationships around you. And so, I hope that's helpful to someone, because I've certainly learned a lot through mistakes through this past year. And at this point, I'm really well rooted in my boundaries, and a lot of my relationships have really, really improved. And a lot of them have fell to the wayside. You just have to accept everything as it is, which I do. And so, I'm just grateful for the teachers that I have in my life at this moment as I continue to navigate through certain situations. And in life, I'm definitely going to share more of my experiences. So thank you for tuning in, and be sure to be on the lookout for more videos to come. Like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to comment. I'm pretty sure some people have something to say, and I'm really interested in engaging in conversation around this topic. So thanks for watching.